Yo, welcome to the live stream chat.
Welcome to our stream.
We're doing an World of Warships Azur Lane ship skin tier list, and this is gonna be 100% objective, 100% scientific. There's no room for opinion here. This is 100%
None
factual.
whatsoever. And we're gonna agree about everything.
Of course, yes.
We can
Uh,
kick off the stream with AL Montpelier as our baseline, which we're gonna put at C.
yes.
The
And
baseline is C.
Azur Lane Montpelier was one of the first, or this was a ship skin that came out in the first wave of the Azur Lane X World of Warships collabs, and you can really see in its design that it's very like old days, very like they didn't really know what they were doing with this one, to be honest. It's
Well, if
random
I could
patterns.
summarize plus points, they got the asymmetry down.
Hmm.
They got the full deck texture down, which is nice. The color scheme tries to mimic the Montpelier character art, but doesn't quite hit. And it's a bit messy and unattractive, with the giant font on the side being a big minus point for me.
Yeah. Can we get some Ariel on the side?
Let's see. Could I nominate another first wave ship? I think Attigo was one of the first wave ships.
Oh, Adigo.
It
Do
is.
you mean this one?
I think as a first wave ship, it's so much better. I would put it in A.
Yeah, this is actually
Really
a really
clean.
pretty camo.
Another thing I noticed is that on the bow, near the anchors, they
Hmm.
both have like a character emblem sort of Takals, I think is meant to represent, is it the ears?
Uh, yeah, I think it is the airs. I'll edit in
Really
footage
nice.
of the ships, more like a
Yeah, I'm
360
looking
view
at it
and
now.
from
It's just so
top
much
end.
cleaner. Like it does get her sort of like white and gray and black
Yeah.
color scheme in the character art, but the gold detail on top of the funnels is great. Also slightly evocative of the way that the like actual IJN used stripes on the funnels for identification.
Yeah.
It's like clear, interesting but not messy camo pattern. Attractive white deck, nice
Mm.
Sakura emblem on the rear. It's super classy. You've also got the gold anchor chains.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
around, it's just
uh,
very clean,
it's really
very clean
clean. Like if
design.
I didn't even know this was an Azur Lane skin, it would still look good.
Mm. I think it's kind of ironic that this is a perma camo, and then Montpelier's is like an actual ship. Azur Lane Hornet, or
That was wave six,
yeah,
right?
this is wave six. Yeah, I personally, I mean, I did get myself this ship last year. I would also personally put it in A. I'll see.
Yeah,
Well,
let me
let's see what you
see.
think. But
It's easier for me to make judgments on these now that I actually know what these characters look like in the game,
mm,
which I think it is important.
yeah.
Yeah, it's wow. This is one of the louder skins, but I think it reflects her personality pretty well.
Oh, absolutely.
You got that big Eagle Union emblem on the stern.
Yeah. The massive eight on the front deck.
Massive eight, and the sides of the camo are symmetrical,
Hmm.
but the deck is not.
Yeah. I actually quite like the fact that the deck isn't symmetrical.
Yeah, and
And
one thing I noticed about this is that some of the skins just sort of repurpose the ship's camo for the planes, but these planes clearly have intentionally made plane skins. They look
yeah.
really nice. They look like little, I mean, they look like bees.
Yeah. I that was
Sorry, Hornets. They look like Hornets. They got
yeah.
the stripes. Yeah, they look really good. The B-25s look great. The other bombers look great, and they're not even using the same skin. Like
Yeah.
the what are these Devastators have got red stripes on the wings and the tail. Yeah, they look great.
I don't remember what other skins were released with the sixth wave, but this is definitely a
Yeah.
very strong skin, I feel. Yeah, but would you agree in A?
Yeah.
Would we put it in front or behind Atigo?
I think it's better than Atago.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
can tell. I mean, like, I know that this is going to come down to personal taste. Personally, maybe I like Idago more. But
Mm,
if I try to be a little more objective, you can see the effort that went into the Hornet skin and the detail.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it should rank higher.
Next up, Azur Lane Aegir.
Hmm.
Oh, this one I think also was released with Wave 6.
Yeah, I think so.
And
And unless I'm mistaken, this is the first Azur Lane skin that used that animated texture.
yeah, I believe it is as well. I don't remember if there
And
were.
yeah, more WoW's lore, or just trivia, I guess. I think this effect was first seen on the West Virginia Phoenix skin.
It does look cool, but I don't know why. It personally just doesn't hit for me.
It's a little busy. Yeah,
Mm,
it's a little busy. I think that's a trap that some of them fall into. Like
yeah.
with Hornet, the the asymmetrical pennants on the deck are a little fussy and over designed, but generally the lines of the skin and the colors are really, really strong. This is like, okay, I look at this skin, there's the cool glowy bits on the front, and what looks like, what is Aegir from Norse mythology anyway? Is it a wolf? What beast is it?
It's, well, in Norse mythology, it's known as a Jötun.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the simplest way to put it is like a giant kind of a thing.
Okay.
It's not technically a giant, but if
Okay.
we want to translate it like directly,
Yeah.
it would be a giant. But there are like, of course, nuances. And I think that people that are actually into Norse mythology would be like, well, technically it's not completely a giant, and it isn't for the record, but that's maybe what you can
Yeah.
compare it to.
I'm looking at it in port right now. The glowing effect is also on the white parts of the paint. Like if you
Hmm.
turn around, I'm on the ocean port right now. If you look at the ship in the shade, like looking into the sun, the white parts really clearly glow on the shadow side of the ship. Technically, it's really well executed. I don't know. I guess it's like I'm wavering between B and low A.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm also
it's
kind of
really
feeling the
cool.
same. Yeah, if we think about how much effort was put into this and like the
Yeah, I
like
think the technical execution of the skin is fantastic.
yeah, the execution is fantastic, but I don't think it still quite hits.
Yeah,
If we look
I
at
agree.
Ategos, it's like didn't need a lot of effort and it still looks really good. Here it's the opposite, like a lot of effort, but it doesn't feel like it quite paid off.
I'm feeling a B in that case.
Yeah, let's say the top of B. Next up, Azur Lane Shimakaze. This was also,
Oh, also wave six.
was it? Yeah, it could be Wave
I'm
6.
pretty
I
sure it is wave six or possibly wave five.
yeah.
Azur Lane Shimikaze is a weird one. Um, I'm looking at it now. This is one of the most colorful Azur Lane skins.
Oh, absolutely.
I
It's
think this one debuted with Cheshire. I think it was wave six actually. Yeah, a lot of details on this. I love the rabbit. I love the return of the character on the bow.
yeah.
The purple is nice. The way, I don't know, I think it's an acquired taste. Like I can see some people hating this and some people loving it.
Mm.
It's got a really, really cool speckled texture that almost looks like a tile mosaic. The color choices, maybe they could have used one less color. Like, okay, it's a nice shade of green. It's almost a teal
Yeah.
with we've got I'm counting four separate shades of purple and white and green and
Mm.
gold. And then we've got red highlights and yellow like it's a lot. It's
Yeah.
definitely in your face. Better than the Aegir skin.
I would agree. I can see how like some people would dislike it heavily,
It's a
but
lot.
yeah, personally I do quite like the very eccentric color scheme and design. I'd also put it in A tier.
What else is in A tier right now? I don't think it's as successful as the Hornet skin.
Mm.
It's a bit too much, even though I kind of think like I'm trying to rate them. I'm not even sure it's as good as the Atago skin, to be honest.
Mm. Yeah,
I
I
think
actually
I
agree.
think that wave of ships, they were trying to see how far they could push things with the really bold colors.
Yeah.
Because if you look at if you look at Shimakaze and her character art is actually a lot more subdued than the ship.
But I don't remember, does Shima in Azur Lane use this much purple?
No,
Yeah,
you can see her character art in the.
yeah, but I'd say I don't, in that case, if it doesn't match,
Maybe it's B, but I think it's still better than the Aegir skin because if you look
yeah,
at Aegir, it just looks like okay, I know this is an Iron Blood ship, but who is it?
yeah, yeah, it's and also a gear. Yeah, now now that I look at it, of course, I don't look at it in full view, but looking at like the tier list, there's a lot going on there. It's
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah,
complex.
Chimikaze is it's like I think it represents the character better than the Aegir skin, but
Yeah,
it
the fact that it doesn't quite match uh, the Azur Lane Shimakaze, or just Shimakaze in Azur Lane, kind of drags it down to B.
yeah.
Let's move on to Prince Heinrich.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a, oh, not a controversy, but a lot of people pointed this out that the Prince
It's the wrong
Heinrich in
ship.
Azur Lane is not the Prince Heinrich in World of Warships. Wasn't
Absolutely true.
wasn't Azur Lane Prince Heinrich more closer to like a shill in World of Warships?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating because they released Shill. Even though Shill is like Handelkreuzer something something something, it's not technically a Kreuzer, I think a D class, I think.
Mm,
Or was it a P class? I don't remember. One of those rating cruiser designs that were meant to be a follow-on design from the Deutschlands.
yeah.
But yeah, definitely not this.
And
Shill would be the closest thing. I mean, basically, it's basically the right ship. They should have just made it Shill. Shill was
they should
released
have
right
just
before the
made a
Wave
shill.
came out. I don't know why they didn't. It's so dumb.
Yeah. It's really dumb. I guess wasn't shill released? Was it released before?
Yeah. No, it was. I think it was released right before or almost
Yeah,
simultaneously.
yeah. I remember it was very close, and
And
it's
it was
just
released in like FOMO random containers or something.
yeah, yeah. So not a
Yeah.
lot of people
Anyway,
even got a hand on the ship.
it's a pretty good looking skin. One really interesting thing I'm noticing looking down is
Hmm.
that it actually has an asymmetrical deck texture, but it's very
Mm.
subtle. It looks like water on the deck. Like the deck is wet, but it's like kind of wavy lines. It's cool. As simple as this skin is, I would rank it higher than the Aegir skin because
Oh.
it looks, yeah, pretty basic. But I think it's just because it's less busy and
Hmm.
it just incorporates more Iron Blood motifs. Like you've got the cross up on the front deck and these lines, the black and white lines, like the disruptive stripes on the side, are evocative of that famous Prince Eugen and I think Bismarck camo.
Hmm.
I've heard people call it the like Baltic stripes. I don't know the
Yeah,
actual name of it. Yeah, like it looks cool. It's not super memorable at all, but
it's fine. I would say it's in B tier, but depending on like your preferences, it may
it's neat.
shift around.
And I also think it matches her character art very well.
Oh, oh, true, true, true. Now that I think about it, you're right.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Azur Lane Cheshire.
Oh shit. I think it's A,
Uh huh.
but where in A, we'll see.
This
Let
is
me
a
look
very
at it.
nice camo. I think it's
It's
one
got a
of the better
great
ones
color scheme.
from its well, season, not season, but like
Yeah.
wave.
It's got a fantastic color scheme. it's like the other skins that came out in the same wave or the previous wave. Like it is a little busy. You've got probably too many random ass lines going on all over it.
Yeah.
However, the color scheme is so attractive. You've got like this sort of deep violet and sort of it's like a kind of a steel blue with the white and the random paw prints here and there. That's another thing I like about it. It doesn't have the logo plastered everywhere. I found that a little off-putting about the Prince Heinrich skin because you've got like the Iron Blood emblems on the turrets and on the sides of the funnels. It's like, man,
Mm,
how much advertising do we need? Yeah, it's a great skin.
yeah. One thing I will say is that the color schemes with the ship camo and the character in Azur Lane don't quite
Mhm.
match. I think the
Not quite.
Azur Lane character is just more gray, more colorless. Like it feels like what
Sort of
Wargaming
comes out of
did
nowhere.
is that they brightened up the colors that are seen on the Azur Lane Cheshire or just Cheshire character, and then just bumped up the saturation.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I'd say A. But where in A would we put it?
Uh, is it better than Atago? I don't know.
Uh, hmm. That's
It's too close to call.
yeah. It's
I do think the
again
Hornet
personal
is probably better
preference.
though.
Yeah. I almost kinda wanna put it above Adago because I do
Yeah,
like the design. It's there's a lot more going on, but it's not as busy as like a gear.
yeah. And
And
in defense of all the detail that is there seems like it's references to the character.
yeah, it's like if they didn't like put splatter random shit everywhere. It feels like they did
Yeah.
think about it. Move on to the next one. Azuma. This
Oh,
is, I
can we
think,
put Azuma in S? Azuma is Atago but perfected.
damn. It's a
It's got
very,
the same
very
clean,
simple camo.
same clean lines, but even more attractive colors. I'm gonna look at it again. My S tier rating was a knee-jerk reaction, going purely from memory.
Yeah, I will say though that I the the skin doesn't quite match the character in game. I will say the like
Mm,
Azuma
yeah, that's
is
fair.
a lot more gray. You don't really see any blue in it. There's like no blue here, I think.
True. The blossoms are nice. Purple. Yeah, I suppose. There is the emblem that she wears is on the conning tower.
Mm,
It's got the one thing I really appreciate is that it's got the same gold trimming the top of the funnel that Atago does.
yeah, that's a nice touch. What's kind of fun is
Yeah,
that
the choice of blue and purple.
I would actually.
Actually, I never noticed this before, but the hull is
Mm,
not flat blue. It has faint striping, and it's
oh,
actually
really?
it's just as purple as blue.
Huh.
It's a very purpley kind of blue. Yeah,
I honestly think I kind of prefer Adagos though over this, or maybe
really.
they would be tied. I don't know. I think the camo, while it's pretty, it's a bit too simple for me to put into S tier,
Mm.
at least in my
Okay.
personal opinion. I
Yeah,
still think it's a
I can.
very strong camo. I think it's really pretty.
I guess another knock on it is the spotter planes are extremely basic. They're just white. I'm
Discuss.
trying to find some high res character art. So the color
Mm,
scheme on her, it's really hard to see from her official pose because she does look quite gray, as you said. But if you look at her art at higher resolution, actually her, I don't know what we even call it, her corset, like her dress,
yeah.
is that deep purpley blue. and she's got gold cuffs on her jacket,
Yeah.
and I guess the little flowers are actually the flowers that are in her hair. And then there's like the purple stuff on the deck. She's got purple ribbons in her hair, but it's really not obvious. You have to zoom in on the picture to see really closely, but it is there.
Mm. Yeah. It's
Mm.
I think it's again the thing where like they brightened the colors up and then they saturated.
Now that I've looked at it and evaluated it with a more critical eye, I think I still like it more than Atago.
Sure, we can put it above Adago. But here, depends on preference. Let's move on to Littorio, though.
Oh shit.
This was I don't remember when this ship came out, but you could get it
I want
for
to say
10 euros
second,
last time
second or
the club
third
was in.
wave, I think.
Yeah, it's obviously one of the older ones,
Yeah,
but
I think it looks absolutely gorgeous.
yeah, it looks really nice.
I'm biased, but it does a really fantastic job of looking very Italian
Hmm.
while also representing the character really well.
Yeah, and in this situation, like the colors match the character
Yes.
pretty well. I think there's
Yeah.
actually a lot more greens on the character than there are on the ship, which is quite interesting.
Yeah,
But
that's
still,
true.
we have a nice balance of various
Yeah.
colors. Again,
Yeah, and like I like that the sometimes when they do these Azur Lane skins, when they've got big flat areas of the ship to decorate, they kind of fall back on doing like random geometric or swirly designs just to kind of busy it up and add shit.
yeah.
But with this ship, I can see how they tried to draw on Italian camo patterns,
Mmm.
like the red sort of V-shaped things on the conning tower or the director tower
Yeah.
look like that really famous camo scheme that's on it's on Michelangelo and it's also on Duca.
Mm. Okay, that's actually something I never thought about. I that do we want to put it in A or is does it?
If it's an A, I think it's way high up in A. It's so well done.
Yeah. Do we would we want to
And it
put it?
also it crosses the threshold even if you didn't really know anything about Azur Lane, it still looks good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So nice looking.
I would say let's put it like right behind Hornet. What do you think? But it's
Uh,
still second, like second on A.
I'll put it behind Hornet because there was some controversy because the model of the ship itself is incorrect.
Oh yeah. There was
There
that
was
thing as
yeah, because
well.
they just pasted over the Roma model, and you can still see the plaque at the stern where Roma is written, but they just plastered it over. And
Yeah.
I never knew this until I read about it, but the bow of the ship is wrong. Roma
Mm.
had this slightly extended raked bow, but Vittorio Veneto and Littorio had a flatter bow that didn't rise up as much.
That's actually very interesting. If I recall correctly as well,
That's
regarding that,
Wargaming being lazy, but
yeah, regarding that copy paste, I'm pretty sure wasn't like the Roma name plaque still there when they first like added the
I
ship?
think it was.
So when
Yeah,
people
and then they
removed the
were.
camo, they just saw Roma on the
Mhm.
Littorio. And then
Yeah,
Wargaming's fix, instead of like actually doing anything, they were like, "Oh, I'm just gonna delete the Roma, and it's gonna be fine."
yeah. It's a shame because it's the artist did a fantastic job.
Yeah, still very solid camo. Yeah, it was Sovietskaya Russia and so C
Yeah,
tier. Let's put it maybe at
yeah. I like
the
it more than Montpelier because Montpelier kind of hurts my eyes. There's a surprising number of skins left. Okay, let's
yeah,
continue.
yeah. Next is Azerlane Yukikaze. I think this is also one of the first waves, if not the first.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. It's good. I own that one.
It.
Between Yukikaze and Shimakaze, the Yukikaze skin is more subdued,
Mhm.
but I think more attractive. It doesn't burn your eyes like the Shimikaze skin does.
Yeah, and I
And it's
think
definitely, I know that there's probably like a bunch of 55-year-old men who want to slit their wrists when they see the ship with flowers and ribbons sailing around.
when you put it
It's
that way,
weird how
I kind of want to get it. Imagine not wanting
it's
to
weird
sail a
how
ship with
the
flowers
Azur
and
Lane
ribbons.
skins are so inconsistent
Yeah,
with putting the like a character related emblem on the bow
I
because a
think
bunch of the earlier ones do and a bunch of the later ones don't. But let's see other details. I think that the like sort of swoopy ribbons on the side are just about perfect. They're not overdone,
hmm
but they add some visual interest to the hull. And I really like the way the purple one, I guess it's sort of like a, is it sort of like a lavender on the front, actually follows the curve of the deck. Well, I guess it's not, the deck isn't curved, but it has a step. And then actually another gray for the turrets. And one detail that's really easy to miss, if you look at the water line, like right at the water line and slightly below, there's like a lace frill. It's actually under the water line. It's like obscured by the waves.
oh yeah.
You know how they go. But like that's cool.
It's
Yeah, for
also
sure.
the colors are very reminiscent to the actual character in Azur Lane.
Yeah. I
That
think
makes
this
it
one
strong.
is you know, I honestly wonder who does these skins, like what artists are responsible for them, because I see a lot of the same sort of design style in this as the Cheshire skin. Even
Hmm.
though the Cheshire skin is later and has a lot more stuff going on, they
Yeah,
have very similar elements in them. I think it's better than Shimakaze.
I would agree. Let's put it in top of B maybe.
I don't know
We
if
could put it
it's either
low
that
A,
or
I
it's at the
swear.
bottom of A,
Yeah.
because I don't really have any complaints about it. It's nice
Let's put it at the bottom of A
and it
maybe.
represents the character well.
Yeah.
Next.
Next up, Goretzia. Chat, can we get an S tier in here?
Our prettiest Sardegnan princess.
But
Yeah,
I
easy
would
F.
say
It's this is absolute cinema.
absolute Kino. They nailed this design.
Okay, so the ship doesn't have any glowy bits. However, the green paint on the side, they've given it reflectivity.
Yeah.
Slightly reflective that like makes it look like it shines. You can see the waves reflected in it, which is really nice.
And the gold is also like gold.
Yeah, the
It's
gold
reflective.
is actual proper gold. I really like that with this wave, they went back to not just slapping a plain texture on the ships. The extra little details are modeled on, which
hmm
looks that extra touch. I think they chose the shades of green so well. It's like exactly the shade of green that's in her character art,
Yeah.
and you've got all this wavy bullshit going on, but because the colors are so complementary, it doesn't look like too much. It's just nice.
Yeah. But I think
Um,
this camo has a
yeah,
lot of nice
it's
detail.
so well done.
It's very
They
pleasant
even
to look at,
yeah,
and it's
they even took
unique.
the time to do the auxiliary boats in the same style with the
Yeah.
gold trim on the boats. A lot of other skins would just make them green.
Mm,
And you can't see it on this model, but in the promo art they released, they also gave it a custom spotter plane.
the artist definitely knew what they were doing with this one, and like,
Oh,
great
definitely.
job to them.
Fantastic job.
Do we want to move on?
Let's move
Um,
on.
Azerlane Bismarck. This camo,
The B is for basic. I
it's
think it's good though. Actually, I think it's here's my hot take. Not
mhm,
really a hot take. The Azur Lane Bismarck skin is the Atago of Iron Blood skins
mhm,
because it's actually quite simple, but actually quite attractive.
yeah,
Minus points for being a paid ship release when it really should have just been a skin.
yeah. It could
But as a
100%
skin,
have been a skin.
as a skin, no notes really. It's really nice. The superstructure is just dark gray, but the
Yeah.
gold accents are just enough to make it look nice.
I think.
You've got the like the flag painted on the deck at the rear,
Mm,
a big old Bismarck crest, kind of exaggerated at the stern. They did actually go out of their way to add the, is this supposed to be like a shark mouth? They added like shark teeth and these funky mechanical, I don't know what they're supposed to be.
yeah.
Are they eyes?
I don't know. It could be someone suggested that they may be like the hinges that the jaws like open with.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Like
They're
the
cool though. I think it's good.
yeah. But again, it's like the executives at Wargaming were like, well, we can just make more money by creating a separate ship because people like Bismarck. They would
Yeah.
totally buy another one.
Okay, so actual hot take, I would rather have more Ironblood skins like this than like Aegir.
Hmm.
And I think it's better than Aegir.
I. Ooh. Huh. Would you say it's better than Prince Heinrich?
Um, honestly, yeah. I think the big emblems on Prince Heinrich are kind of ugly.
Hmm.
There's too many of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do wish this had some stripes, though. Wish it had
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
I think
Kind of, I could take a little from this and a little from that.
a little more detail would have been nice here. I would,
Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah, if I was making this list, I would personally put it under Prince Heinrich, but again, I guess it
Mhm.
depends on preference.
No,
Um,
I honestly, I do respect that. I'm just saying that if I had to choose kind of like an overall direction for
mm,
the design to take, I would rather use this as a baseline and add more detail to it than a gear or
yeah.
Heinrich is actually pretty okay. I did like the Heinrich skin.
Uh, let's do Azur Lane Kearsage. I would say the Aegir skin walked, so this skin could run.
That's actually a great way to put it.
It
Do you
brings
think the same
back.
artist did it?
Oh, it's possible. I could see that being the case, but it once again has like these glowy like textures.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
dynam I
And
guess dynamic
got that
textures.
super high tech looking. I don't know. Some of the Eagle Union ships have got this high tech thing going on.
Yeah, it's very white, but I really like. I don't. What is it called
It's very
when
white, but
like
so is the character art.
white has this like purple shimmeriness to it?
Sort of
Or
opalescent.
yeah, opalescent. Yeah. Very opalescent vibe from this, and I
Yeah,
really like opalescency. I don't know, but like
I think
it's very
I
pretty.
mean, look at the gradients, the sort of like pink to teal
Hmm.
gradient on the flight deck is very attractive. The glowy bits are great. It's like a little computery, robot-y looking, but I think that's intentional. It's unmistakable who the character art is meant to represent, or
Yeah,
what the skin, which character the skin's meant to represent.
many
I think the
many of
planes look
the
cool.
Eagle Union ships have like a high-tech white camo color scheme, but I think only
Yeah,
Kierzich has the opalescent vibe.
yeah. They also used a pretty cool custom font. Not sure if that's a custom font or if it's hand lettered.
Hmm.
Cool custom font on the sides and on the planes.
Yeah, and I think this is actually one of the skins where I mean, I personally think that it's kind of a shitty design choice putting just like the slapping the name of the ship, like or
Hmm.
at least on Montpelier, like they friggin' just took like Arial to the side. But
Yeah,
here, like at least the font seems unique. When I first looked at the Kearsarge and when I saw the the lettering on the side, I was like I don't know, but I think I don't mind it as much as I thought I would.
yeah. This one, it's very strong. Out of the modern, hyper detailed, glowy skins, it's, I think, the best.
Yeah, I would personally put it in S tier, maybe under
Yeah,
Gorizia.
It's not as good as Gorizia, but
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, if there were any ships that I would have to buy out of these, like either Gorizia or Kearsarge would be the ones. Let's go Hindenburg now. Again, Iron Blood, but a bit different. It's not like stereotypical Iron Blood, but it's very
Yeah.
black, very red. How do you feel about it?
Hindenburg is one of the new ones, and I gotta be
Yes.
honest, I haven't really looked at it closely.
Hmm.
So let's take a look. The Iron Blood skins are like the most controversial, in my opinion. Okay, so what do we got? We got swooshes. We got that sort of mechanical, I don't know what it's meant to be. Jaws, teeth,
Yeah,
the
Jaws,
front.
all in all.
Hindenburg is in Azur Lane. Hindenburg is a development ship, right? It's a collab ship.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is like
So that would
Hindenburg,
explain it
Hindenburg.
looking that would explain it looking a little more high tech.
Hmm.
Oh, here's a question. When you develop Hindenburg, is it purely Iron Blood that you have to research it with, or do you have to use any
I,
other nation?
if I recall correctly, it's pure Iron Blood.
Interesting. The more I look at this, the more I like it.
It's
I like how
definitely
the
better
Iron
than
Blood
Gear.
emblem is blended into the stern
Mm.
of the deck. That's cool, rather than just doing it like they usually do. I think the spotter plane looks cool. Okay, on Aegir, it's got the glowiness going on. And you're like, oh, that glows. That's cool.
Mm.
But look at, are you looking at the model now?
No, I'm not looking at the model.
Okay, because the way that the glowiness is used on this, I think, is way better because the glowiness starts at the front, and then you've got these big swooshing like ribbons of I don't know, lava, let's say, or
Yeah,
magma
it does look like
that
lava a
like
bit.
flow to the stern, and the glowiness kind of goes in a wave from front to back.
Mm.
It makes it look like it's in motion. It's it's really
Mm.
cool, and I like that the turrets aren't overdone. They're just black
Yeah.
with a red detail on top, which is a nice nod to the way that the Kriegsmarine ships of that period have the painted turrets on different operations.
Hmm. I would say it's definitely A tier, way better than a Gear, but where in A tier would we want to put it? Or
Yeah.
do you think it warrants an S?
Honestly, oh, there's even like a devil's tail. She is a devil, right?
She does have a
Or
very
like
like
succubus?
demonic, very edgy character
Like a
design.
succubus? Because there's like a little succubus tail painted on in the back.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Would we want to
I
put
think
it
it
at
is.
the bottom of S?
I
Or
didn't
do
think
you
I would
think
like
it's
this so
A?
much, but I think it's really good. I think it's S tier.
Hmm. I would say I still prefer Kearsage over
Yeah,
Hindenburg,
it's cool. I
but
think they could with this.
yeah, they did cook pretty nice treat we got here. The fact that
The
an
neon and black. It's so good.
Azur Lane, an Iron Blood, the fact that you're uh, giving praise to an Iron Blood ship makes this even more impressive.
Yeah, I think it's actually really good. I didn't expect to like this so much.
I think is this Tsara?
Uh, is it?
I think it is Tsara. It's either Tsara or Trento. I don't remember which ship is
Zara
in.
does have a skin.
Yeah, this
Let
is the
me
one with
take a
like the marbling effect on the side. If I
Oh, the
recall.
marbling effect. Plus points for marble. I love the use of like material in the design.
Hmm.
Even though this is just a skin, like a paint job, actually got molded on detail.
Yeah.
It does actually have molded on detail. It is quite simple, but I think it's cool. It's friggin' cool. It looks like a dockyard skin. Remember I
Yeah.
said that the other day?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, this is good.
it's solid.
It's quite simple. It looks like Zara in game.
Hmm.
It definitely doesn't overshadow Gorizia.
Yeah.
It's definitely much simpler, but I think this looks awesome.
Yeah. It's I would rock this camo if I did get it for my Tsara.
Yeah, I think it's A for effort. It's an
A.
exercise in well done simplicity. Maybe low on the lower side of A.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't put it any higher than that because it's so simple. But
yeah. Next up is Colorado.
this is a weird choice. Does Colorado even have this color? What is it with these guys in purple?
I don't know, but
Purple
I,
felt like an odd choice for Colorado.
yeah, this, like knowing
Why not
Colorado as
blue?
a character in Azur Lane, this doesn't
It's
feel,
also got a basic ass spotter plane. It's just a purple plane,
yeah. Like, I guess we kinda have a red, white, and blue situation going on here, but I
but it's not
personally
blue,
don't
it's
really like
purple.
it. Yeah,
Plus points for having battle scars. That's cool.
that's a nice detail.
The color scheme is a bit of a head scratcher.
Hmm.
The stripes on top of the turrets make me think it's Italian. Did the American ships ever actually have those?
I no idea, honestly.
Just this makes me think of Regia Marina.
Yeah, maybe would we put it in B or in C?
I think it's a C tier skin,
Yeah,
or maybe the very bottom of B. We don't really have anything in C,
I'd
just a
say
few.
between Sovietskaya Russia and Montpellier. Oh, do we
Yeah,
like it more than Sovietskaya Russia?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, let's move on.
Uh,
It's fine,
yeah.
but a bit of a miss.
Now this is Scharnhorst, I think. This is no, surprisingly not the standard Iron Blood color scheme. It's
Okay, hang on.
actually
I'll pull it up.
again we have the purple. We have
I
purple,
wanted to
white,
look at
and red.
Scharnhorst. Yeah, it is purple again, but the Scharnhorst synchronized now in the game are purple.
Mm.
I think in this case, purple actually works for the character.
Don't.
Yeah, she is purple.
Mm.
Her uniform is straight up purple. These colors, even though they look weird, actually represent her pretty well. The mouth is almost exactly what the mouth looks like on her rigging.
Hmm.
I like that it's asymmetrical. It's got her eye patch on the side. Really
That's pretty
cool.
fun.
I think it's kind of good. Maybe
Yeah.
not the best, but I think it's like a solid B.
I would also say it's obviously a plus for the fact
Yeah.
that the colors match the character, but I personally kinda don't like this color scheme.
Okay.
It's it's kinda weird, but I
Yeah,
do
like
think B
you
is
do
fine.
not like the style, but as a manifestation of the character, I think it's very
Manifest.
successful. Manifestation of the character is very successful.
Yeah.
One weird detail though, check this out. All these skins so far have had custom paint on the spotter planes.
Mhm.
This one does not.
Hmm.
It's got the standard ass green camo on the spotter plane. Seems like an oversight. They never bothered.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
Let's
next?
move on. Graf Spee. This one came
Oh,
out
Graf Spray.
with well the this seventh wave.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up my comment in the other channel because I what did I say? I said Graf Spee, X-Men ass camo, basic as shit.
It's
The emblems on top of the turrets look like X-Men. I'm sorry, I can't unsee it.
well, I will say it's basic. I think like I'm gonna use your argument here, the
Yeah.
argument that you gave for Scharnhorst. I think that this camo or this style represents Graf Spee's design very well in Azur Lane. It represents the character, but this is like very basic Iron Blood. This is like we we took every single Iron Blood ship and combined them into one, and this is what we get. I would say it's B. May no, I don't know if I would put it in
I don't
A
know.
tier, but B.
I see what you mean. I think it's kind of it's fine.
It's yeah, it is fine.
It's fine.
Let's put it maybe at the bottom of B, shall we?
Yeah, sure. It's
Next up,
fine.
Azur Lane Baltimore. This is a very
I
simple skin.
forgot what this even looks like.
I mean,
What does it look like?
probably you don't remember because it is really forgettable.
This skin.
I
This was
think,
new last year.
yeah, I think you got it in the Battle Pass. You got this and the
Yeah, that's
Chapayev, I think, in
right.
Battle Pass.
Oh, between the two, Chapayev's is way better than this.
Yeah,
This is, it feels super low effort.
I 100% agree.
On one hand, I think that the elements that are there are executed pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
The ego union on the superstructure looks cool
Yeah.
the way it's painted on. I think that the stripe that goes around the hull is cool and like
Mm-hmm.
feels like it's like not Apple Store. That's not what I mean, but it like
Apple
feels very
Store.
modern.
Yeah.
It feels like friggin' like some modern product ad.
I think,
It feels extremely contemporary and clean.
yeah. And I think
It
what's
feels
annoying
like
is
it
that
feels like a I don't know, like a pharmaceutical package or something.
what annoys me with this skin is that it doesn't really match Azur Lane Baltimore either. Like the blue, like Baltimore does have a blue like jacket thing in Azur Lane,
Yeah, she
but
does.
it's more navy or
Hmm.
darker blue, and this blue that is in World of Warships, it's so light, which kind of looks,
They also got the font wrong.
yeah.
Which
And then
bothers me. That is literally just Arial.
and
The
also
font in the actual artwork looks a lot better.
Azur Lane Baltimore gets a lot of like black accents, dark gray, and it's just not visible in the
Yeah, the
skin
black and
in
dark
World of
gray.
Warships.
And like they've got her name with that little like square thing going,
Yeah.
which is nice. But then in the character artwork, she's got a really, really obvious 89 on her deck that's missing here.
Mm.
I don't see that anywhere. Her turrets have black tops on her rigging, but they're just
Mm.
white here. Like just having black tops on the turrets would have been, I don't, it would have broken up just like this plain white
Yeah.
and added a little more contrast,
Yeah.
help the turret stand out. Like it's just too white. It doesn't look like anything.
Yeah, it's too get can't see shit. I'm getting blind. It's
I
and like
actually think the colors they chose are very appropriate. They're fine. The blue may be a little darker. The green is perfect. I think
mm,
that's
green
exactly the
is
green of
fine.
her
Yeah.
character art. But yeah, it's just like it's missing everything.
Yeah.
That's not
Would have
in the
needed
design
darker
anywhere.
colors, more grays, more blacks, the darker shade of blue. And the thing is like dark shade of
Uh,
blue and white works. We know this because Azuma is at A
yeah.
tier. Like in that sense they're similar. But this doesn't
Yeah,
have the
this one's
contrast.
just a miss. I think it's definitely I would even put it in D.
D. Yeah.
Bad. It's bad.
Lame sauce. Chapayev though, actually it's simple but it's better than
Yeah,
Baltimore.
much better.
It's
It's
very
got
clean. It has the same like Northern Parliament vibe.
the stern of the ship looks really cool with like that sort of broken ice.
Mm.
That's really cool and not overdone. It's got like some faint snowflakes and color on the side. It's not just white. The gold trim looks good. The smokestacks and superstructure look pretty good. Could have used like maybe slightly more color on the top, but as it is, it's fine. The turrets look cool. The nose looks cool. It's really hard to tell if they actually modeled some of this detail on or if it's just a clever texture. I think it's just a texture, but it looks
Mm.
3D.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's definitely better done. I don't think it's higher than B, but it's a good B.
I would say I wanna put it I kinda wanna put it above Prince Heinrich. Or at least above Bismarck.
Yeah, you can put it above Bismarck.
Yeah. Next up,
Yeah.
Fuso.
Fuso and Azur Lane has got such a distinct look. Oh, this now. Oh, damn. Yeah, this one is. I think this also was in the same wave as Baltimore and Chapayev. This
Yeah,
was also in the Battle Pass. This skin looks great.
yeah.
It
they
looks
actually put effort
great.
into this one, damn.
They really did, except the spotter plane, which is just white.
Except the spotter plane.
Yeah, this looks great. She's got like a butterfly on her turret. Nice colors. Now, I will say that I don't think the colors are super representative of Fuzo in the game. Yeah, she's really not purple at all. All the bits that are sort of lavender colored should really be dark gray.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an interesting choice. But everything else about it represents the character really well, down to the flower petals,
Mhm.
the sort of the stripy ribbon designs are details from her jacket or her kimono. It's kind of weird. On one hand, it nails the character details. On the other hand, the color, the dominant color is wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think it deserves higher than a B, even though it's just very attractive.
Next up, Queen Elizabeth.
Don't remember much of this one either.
Very simple.
Some of those Royal Navy skins are kind of. Did this must have come out very early, right? Did
I
this one come out at the
this
same time that Dunkirk skin did?
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
Plus points. They chose good colors.
Mhm.
The design is very simple. It's one of those skins where they just slapped the logo at the bow and had like a single decoration running down the side of it.
I would personally put it maybe in C tier. It doesn't have enough
I
interesting
think
things
it's
going on.
better than Colorado, though.
I'd say it's still worse than like Sovietskaya Russia.
Okay.
Next up, oh, Azur Lane Rune. This is also a very Iron Blood trademark,
Okay.
basic ass.
Now, what does this one look? Oh, damn, this one is surprisingly basic. Didn't this one come out not that long ago?
Yeah, it's definitely on the newer side, maybe one or two.
The hull texture is pretty good. It looks 3D, but it's not.
Like the skin itself looks good, but
Yeah, it does.
like it is pretty basic.
There's not much to it. It's
Yeah.
just sort of like segmented plating around the side, the mouth, which is really well done. And then, okay, we'll paint the red deck here. We'll put a cross on the back. The turrets have no detail other than white blast bags. Spotter plane is just gray. They painted a cross on top of the hangar. Yeah, it's actually pretty disappointing. There's not much to it.
Mm,
It does look like it looks good though. At a distance, you wouldn't even notice that it's an Azur Lane skin.
yeah. Where I guess B tier maybe? Where in B tier though?
I'm not sure it deserves to be
Oh?
okay. In terms of like technical execution, I think it's really well done.
Mm-hmm.
The design, not so much. There's
Mm-hmm.
hardly anything going on. And in terms of how it represents the character,
A rune in Azur Lane is also pretty basic in terms of a design.
yeah. Oh, yeah, she is. She's very monochromatic.
Like this does fit the character,
Yeah.
but also like doesn't make for a particularly appealing or interesting skin.
Basic. But the character has some details that they could have molded on.
Yeah,
Like, there's some pretty prominent searchlights.
that's true. They have the are these also maybe like the Baltic stripes or are these feel a bit too thin to be like the Baltic
I
stripes,
think they're
but
supposed to be kind of like that, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, there was actually some more potential. I'd say C. Let's put it in the middle of C maybe. Or do you think Queen Elizabeth is more appealing than this one?
Honestly, no.
I'd actually agree with that.
The Queen Elizabeth one looks dorky.
I agree.
This one looks cool, at least.
Let's move on, shall we? Saint Louis.
Oh yeah, this one. This one's kind of, I don't know. It's extreme. It's aggressively pastel.
Mm.
All the detail is just painted on. Kind of lazy.
It's interesting because the Azur Lane Saint, like the character, isn't as pastel. It has
No, she's not.
way more
And she's got
contrast.
cool, like metallic details that really should be more gold, not yellow.
Yeah, it would have.
It looks like a lame ass lemon yellow when it should be like a very very regal looking gold.
Yeah.
Yes, like she's got a very pure white uniform, but then the blue trim is like a deep royal blue.
Mm.
That is literally royal blue.
Yeah. I.
I don't think this ship is ugly necessarily, but I think it's a hard miss
It's pretty
for
disappointing.
the character. Yeah, it's all wrong.
I'd say C tier.
Yeah, low C.
Next up is Neptune.
This is Neptune.
This one I don't know. I
I also forget what this looks like.
don't really like this one. It's also kind of inoffensive, but I don't feel like this matches the
Oh,
character.
this one. Yeah, this one's weird.
There are like swirls or whooshes in on the on the sides, but
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like the designer was thinking about what these swirls and whooshes are. Like it
yeah,
just felt like they kind of wanted to do it because they wanted a pattern in there to like make it a
yeah.
bit more
Like,
complex,
is it
but they
supposed to
it
be a
doesn't feel like
wave?
they thought about like
Is it a
anything.
wave? And what are those designs on the front and back supposed to be?
If I had a guess, because the thing is that Neptune
Because
and
I
Azur
run
Lane
Neptune.
has a bit of a maid outfit thing going on. I could imagine
Uh-huh.
the white kind of being like the what are they called, like
Yeah,
frills
yeah, yeah,
on the
yeah. I
maid
do get that. Is
outfit.
it supposed to be like the frill of her dress?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think it conveys that well at all.
I don't think it does either. And then, okay, so those weird prongs on the side, the three, those are the tips of her trident.
Yes, and also at the
But they're
bow there is this
so
weird
they're
red.
spaced. Yeah, they're spaced so far apart that I didn't even realize that's what it was supposed to be.
Mm,
It's a design fail. They're way too far apart. This one is weird. It's like they did look at the character art and just picked random things from the art to slap onto the ship somewhere,
yeah,
but the placement and the execution don't really make sense, even though they did pick good colors this time.
yeah,
And
yeah,
like,
sure.
it bothers me that like her trident, these don't look like metal. They're just blue.
Mm.
They don't look like shiny. They don't look sharp. They don't look like a weapon.
I actually think I like this less than Saint Louis.
Really.
While San Louis is inoffensive, I find that this camo actually offends me quite a
Wow.
lot. it's
Okay.
it's so offensively mediocre.
Wow. That's fair.
What do we think about Azur Lane in New Jersey? And I think this is a skin for Iowa? Yeah.
Let's Iowa.
Gray, blue. We have the glowy
Mhm.
glass things.
It does have glowy bits. Is this the first skin that would have had glowy bits?
I think, yeah, it's either this or it's tied with Sovietskaya
Yeah.
Russia. I think they
I
may
think this
have come out
one,
in the same wave.
they probably came out at the same time.
Yeah.
I think this one is pretty good. Yeah, this one's cool. It's cool. It's not my favorite. It looks like what did you say before? The Aegir skin walked so that Hindenburg could run or something to that effect?
Yeah, or that Kearsarge could run.
Yeah, this looks like Iowa walked so that Kearsarge could run.
Mmm.
But I can see someone who likes a slightly more subdued design preferring this one.
Yeah.
I think it's actually quite good. I'd put this in A.
Mmm.
It represents the character well. It looks cool.
Yeah.
It's got just enough flashy bits to look neat. I think it is actually better than the Azuma skin, even though I love the
Yeah.
Azuma skin.
Yeah. I
Is it, what is that? Is that below Cheshire?
yeah, below Cheshire, above
It feels
Azuma.
like a fair place to put it. Yeah.
It's a nice looking skin considering that it is like a 2D like perma camo. Next up is this. Oh, I don't remember what the ship is called. Is it Formidable for
Indomitable.
Indomitable? Or was this
Uh,
This is for the Indomitable ship, but I
yeah,
think this
it's the
is.
Indomitable.
Let me say,
This one,
I really like the clock design on
oh
the
yeah,
deck.
that's cool. It's cool. They're like, all right, boys, we got this giant ass flight deck to paint. What the hell are we gonna put on this deck? The clock? Okay,
I mean,
put
the
a clock
thing
on
is,
there. Yeah.
the clock is also seen in Formidable's art in Azur Lane.
There's like a bit of the sort of lace pattern on the side. It's got very Royal Navy. Just a flash of red on the sponsons with the secondary guns.
Mm.
Ooh, very nice gold anchors.
I'd say, I don't know, I kind of want to put this in A or high
Yeah, like
B, low A.
out of the like freemium skins, this one feels like it had real thought put into it.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Reminds me of the Hornet skin in a way,
Mm.
where like they had a strong idea and they stuck to it.
Could I put this skin
Very
above
strong
Zara, or do you
accomplishment.
think Zara is stronger?
I think it's better than Zara.
Yeah,
Zara's a little too simple, and I may even move Zara down, even though I
interesting.
think it's attractive. Because the Zara skin's really simple. It's just like it's a marble texture with some gold. Looks good, but that's all there
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Next up,
Yeah.
Shokaku. I think
Uh,
this skin is so white.
I gotta forget what this one looks like.
It looks
I
like an
know that it's
A4 sheet of paper.
damn, really?
At
All
least
right,
the
let me.
planes do. Every single plane is white, and for the
Oh
record,
god
like
damn, yeah, this is very white.
it is accurate to the character design. I'm pretty sure that the character design does have white planes,
Yeah,
but it's not
I
interesting.
wish that they did a little more with the secondary guns. They are
Mm,
also blindingly white. I like the flight deck texture. I like the little cloud poofs.
mm,
The plane on the front is fun. The like sakura flower or the cherry blossom, sorry, yeah.
yeah.
The sakura cherry blossom. Yeah, the sakura emblem. Yeah, I think this one is fine,
Mm,
but not as good as Indomitable. It represents the character very well.
yeah. I'd agree.
But as a design, it's a little, eh,
I kind of high B tier maybe.
yeah, even low B tier. You look at it and you're like, yep, that's Shokaku. When I zoom out and look at the Shokaku skin from a distance, I like it more.
Interesting.
It looks good because the white's not as blinding. Like as a silhouette on the horizon, it looks really nice.
Mm,
I think I like the Chapayev skin more, but I think the Shokaku skin fits the character better.
hmm. We could we can put Chapayev above, I think. Again, personal preference here. Next up, Cleveland. This is excessively American.
Ah,
They took
Cleveland.
stars and stripes and ran with it.
Oh, damn, yeah. Well, okay. I will say it's better than the Baltimore skin.
The
I don't know.
Cleveland character
It's
does have a very stars and stripes
yeah,
vibe
yeah,
to
she
it.
does.
There's
I
the
think
very
this one
American.
is.
Hold
I
on.
don't think it's very interesting though. It's actually pretty boring.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty boring. It was
Maybe
better than
bottom of B
Baltimore.
tier actually. I think I would have liked to see some more whites in
Is
here
it really
because
worthy of B? I don't think the effort is high enough for
actually,
B, to
yeah,
be perfectly
actually,
honest.
you're right. You're right.
It's really low effort. I like it more than the Queen Elizabeth skin.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Enterprise, though, I don't think that this camo matches the character. The deck is kind of reminiscent to the Azur Lane character art.
Yeah.
They're a bit more
It,
like tan, I guess tan, or is it
yeah,
beige?
I would have expected more white on here, and also the planes don't have any texture at all.
Mm,
This
but
feels like a miss. It's got the 5 stars. I guess that's a reference to something.
it's again it.
Is that a reference to her being an SSR?
No, I don't know.
Or is it lore related? I don't know. This is a miss.
Yeah, where would we want to put it?
See. Also, considering that Enterprise isn't Enterprise kind of like a faction leader of
Yeah,
Real Union?
yeah,
She's like the equivalent of like a box art Pokemon. Yeah.
yeah.
With that in mind, it's bad. It's C tier. Oh,
Neptune.
Neptune. I think it's better than Neptune.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give that.
I also think Cleveland is better than Neptune. Sorry, Neptune. Yeah, yeah, Cleveland is better than Neptune. Fuck Neptune.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
Big disappointment.
So Azur Lane pay fast, Belfast.
I remember this being pretty simple too.
Yeah.
All these old ones.
Once
I
again,
like the purpley wave is good.
the wavy pattern
The
next to the water line, I guess, represents the frills of her skirt again.
yeah, yeah. And there's a bit of that on the back too.
Yeah.
The shade is pleasant.
I wonder what it would have looked like though without, with a darker shade of blue, closer to the
Yeah,
in-game model.
yeah. What's the chain links? Is
Hmm.
that from her character art? It must be, right?
I don't think her character art.
Oh, it's from around her neck. She wears a chain around her neck.
Oh, yeah, true.
Collar.
Huh.
Oh, damn, yeah, that's her collar. That's what that is. That's an odd detail. I never noticed that
I never,
on the
I
character
never
art.
realized that she has a friggin' collar with a chain.
Yeah, she's wearing a choke collar. And then I guess the thing. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. The thing by her. I don't know how successful it is, though, because, like, in the character art, she's got those. Is it like a shawl with anchors on the end?
Hmm.
And this does the same design, but it's almost like the anchors are too small.
Yeah.
I can see what it's going for, though, but the way that they just sort of fade out at the end looks really weird.
Mm.
If they made it curve up and kind of connect to the deck, it would have looked so much better. And it also bothers me a little bit that the Royal Navy emblem on the stern is upside down.
Feels so
It just-
minimalistic.
Yeah, but a lot of the early skins were like that.
Yeah. Still,
I
maybe
think this one's
C.
okay. It's higher in C, but it's still C.
Next up, Rodney. No, wait, Nelson. This is Nelson, I think.
It's the Nelson.
Or is this Rod? Nelson. Yeah, this is
No,
Nelson.
it's
Yeah, yeah,
Nelson.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
Nelson.
I actually
I
quite like
remember
this
this one
one.
being extremely red.
It's very red, but I quite like it.
Oh, this one.
They
Yeah,
did
actually,
put
this one
brains
looks
in it.
cool.
They did put brains
Okay,
into
my thoughts
designing
on
this.
Nelson. The choice of red, really nice, matches the character.
Hmm.
White superstructure, also good, but because Nelson's superstructure is compact, it's not overpowering. It doesn't look like it's too simple.
Yeah,
They printed the emblem on the side, good. And actually, I think the way that they did the deck is really good.
yeah. And the turrets, you may notice that there are these like the green pattern on the
Yeah,
turrets. It
yeah, yeah,
matches the
yeah. It's
character
like,
art, and
yeah, the green turrets are good. The way that the deck is those sort of like darker maroon stripes on either side
yeah,
that the secondaries go into, they have the effect of making the ship look less fat.
mm,
Yeah, I think this one actually is really good. The only criticism I have is that the gold trim around the ship with the details on the bow and the stern
mm,
are a little bit abstract. Like, I'm not sure if they're supposed to be. And they would look so much better if they were modeled in or shiny. I think if
yeah,
this were released today, they would be.
yeah.
But otherwise, it's really good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
honestly would put it in A, in the middle of A.
Yeah,
I
I think
actually
so
think I
too.
quite like it more than Azuma.
Really? Yeah, I actually kind of I can I can agree.
I think this is so strong from both the design perspective, like it looks nice, it has the right amount of detail, and
Yeah.
it also matches the character very well.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the best executed early skins.
Yeah. Another design, though, Royal Navy ship that unfortunately was not as lucky in terms of getting a skin, and that is the hood.
I remember this one being just like blue.
Where it's just blue and like yellow.
Blue with some paint. Yeah, this one's a miss.
It's a hard miss.
What is going on with
I
this?
almost
This
want to put
one
it in D
looks like it
tier.
was designed. This one looks like it was designed by the same person that did Enterprise. You see what I mean? It's got
mm,
like weird painted on stars on the side. Not clear what they're supposed to be. It's a shame because I think the blue that they chose for Hood is quite nice.
yeah.
Evoke the character art. There's nothing.
There is
Her
literally
character
nothing.
art has like okay, she's got her blue jacket with gold trims. Her jacket has got three obvious buttons, but there's nothing on this that looks like buttons unless you're counting those weird stars. But they don't look like buttons.
They don't.
She's got her brooch with a gold chain. Nothing that looks like a brooch or a gold chain here. Like what? What
Nothing.
are these stars supposed to be?
We don't even get like the
Oh,
British,
weird.
no British flag either that symbolizes the.
No British flag. There's hardly any. Like, if you just looked at this, not knowing which nation it belonged to, you'd think it's like Eagle Union. Hood's crest is also pretty distinctive. It's
Yeah,
got the bird on it, and there's no trace of that here either.
yeah.
This one is just a big head scratcher.
It is a massive disappointment considering that I would personally also say that Hood is like if Enterprise can be seen as like a mascot for Azur Lane, Hood is pretty close at also being a mascot. Well,
Yeah,
not, but like one of the more well-known characters. Like you can,
yeah,
like
for sure.
any World Warship nerd that's not familiar with Azur Lane can look at Azur Lane Hood and be like, yeah, that's Hood. This is just a very uninspired skin, very low effort, honestly
Very low
deserving of a
effort.
D. I think it's bad,
Yeah, it sucks.
and
Did
I
this
would actually
person
put
even
it
look
below
at Hood when
Baltimore.
they made it? Did they even look at Hood?
I don't think they did. Honestly, don't think they did.
They made it up.
It's fiction. We made it up.
What the fuck is this crest supposed to be on the side? What is it?
I don't know.
It doesn't even look like her character art. What the fuck is it supposed to be? Massive disappointment.
They just made it up.
They made it up.
It's fiction.
Invented by a writer.
This one was invented by a writer.
Yeah. I'd say
Okay,
bottom
anyway,
of D
yeah, let's
tier.
get this off my screen.
Next up, Dunker Q. Um,
Dunkirk, you.
Dunker Q. Very simple. It's also one of the earlier skins.
Yeah, it's better than Hood though.
Well, obviously, it's
Goes
not
without
difficult to be
saying.
better than Hood.
I do remember running this one from time to time.
Yeah, this I think
But
this
it's
was the free reward from the battle pass
oh okay.
last
Yeah,
year.
this one though is kind of
It's
actually
I'm
this ship kind of
90%
sucks.
certain. I'm 90% certain that the same designer that made this camo also made the Queen Elizabeth one.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Let's just put red crosses on it everywhere.
Yeah.
The
Uh,
gold detail reminds me of the gold detail on the front of Saint Louis, which looks like shit. Doesn't
mhm.
look gold. It just doesn't look gold.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Like the red and white is strong, but yeah, there's nothing going on. They just
Mm,
put crosses on tops of all the turrets for some reason, and crosses all along the side for some reason.
yeah. It's
Yeah, it's not very good. It's a C.
I think I prefer it over Queen Elizabeth because Queen Elizabeth's red is just kind of like,
Yeah,
ow my eyes, but
yeah,
the
that's fair.
white looks fine, and I do think that the deck detail is also quite nice. And finally, I think we've been recording for like 2 hours.
This is old as hell. This, I'm sorry. I remember the first time I saw this, I thought this looked goofy as shit.
Mm.
This looks dumb. Cartoon ass Iron Blood. Who takes this seriously? If this thing showed up to sink me, I would laugh. All of the crosses are so like round edged for some reason.
It's actually pretty bad. Now that I
Are they
look
like
at it,
flowers? Like it looks so weird.
why did they copy paste the crosses and they just
And
splattered
random
them
signs
everywhere?
all over the place. Like it
Yeah.
looks bad. It looks really bad. It's so shit. I don't know what they were doing. And then also it's got like the jaws on the bow are colored with such low contrast. It just looks like rust.
Yeah.
I gotta pull up the hipper artwork to see if it's like that in the character art too.
It's
But
not really, to be honest. There is more contrast here.
looks like it. Yeah, there is more contrast.
A lot more gray. It's not as red dominated. There is a lot of red, but I would
Yeah, there
imagine
is a lot of
like
red in
the
her design.
whole.
Her design is like red, gray, and black.
Yeah.
It's a light gray.
I
So the
would
blue
see.
doesn't fit.
Mm,
They didn't do the turrets properly. They're just blue for some reason, even though hers are really, really clearly
yeah.
red top.
I think that would have looked a lot nicer if they had the red
It would
top.
look way nicer. And they just like gotta get rid of the. And another cool thing about her character art is that she's got. Oh, wait, did they actually do it? No, they didn't. Her jacket is asymmetrical.
Yeah.
It's got the I guess it is sort of a cross motif.
Yeah.
Her jacket flap.
I'd say low
But they actually-
C, maybe even high D. It's bad.
Uh, honestly, I think this is hideous. It gets points above Hood because at least you can tell what it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
but barely better than Hood.
Yeah.
So shit. Did you notice it's got I should really be looking at these in the Azur Lane dorm, but it's got 3 gold circles below the waterline.
It does. It does. I have no idea what they're supposed to
Those
be though.
supposed to be buttons?
Are they? I
I
guess.
don't know.
But it looks so weird having like it's like yellow and the character art, the buttons are more bronze colored. And they
Hey,
look a lot better with the gray background.
did you notice a really fun detail? It looks like the hipper model art, sorry, the hipper character art is holding a plastic model. You have to zoom in on the art, but
Oh shit!
that is what it is, right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
That's actually amazing.
but it's green and white, and this one is just nothing. It's just the BF-109. That's fun, actually. But this skin sucks.
Yeah, it's bad. D,
Goofy as hell.
middle of D, I'd say.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow. This has been a long trip. This
I'm
is,
gonna
I
play,
think, 2 hours 30
gonna play
minutes
one
of
match.
raw footage.
cap the session off, and then I'm gonna go do other things.
Yeah, that's fair. And yeah, if I do edit a video out of this, I'll put the tier list template in the description.
Nice.
And yeah, as stated before, this was purely objective, so we are not gonna listen to any comments saying that we were wrong about Hood actually being S tier. I don't think anyone's gonna say that for the record, though. Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's that.